Welcome to another edition of Short Summary Lectures. I am Arvind. We are in Unit 1, Planning, Controlling and Leading a Project. Subtopic for today is Review and Closure. We will also be covering the areas of stages of project closure, importance of evaluation. Stages of project closure. Before we discuss about this slide, let's imagine where you are a software developer and one client approaches you and asks you to develop a software. Well, you understand his requirements, you start developing the particular software and you have had the software tested. And once tested, you have transferred that software to the client to go live. Let's discuss about the topic now. The final stages of the project life cycle is the closure of the project once the project work is finished. A number of activities must be undertaken at this stage. Project is delivered to the users. So once the testing period is over, we'll be able to transfer it to the end users. End of project meeting. The formal sign-off of project review meetings, final report issued, and project team is disbanded. An end of project meeting confirms closure of the project by a formal sign-off. At this meeting or afterwards, a review evaluates how well the project was managed. Well, this review meeting will take place after 6 months or 12 months because the client needs to get familiar with the project to see whether it has met the objectives. Well, the other areas that will be in the review meeting would be whether the deadlines have been met, quality standards have been maintained, and budgets are adhered to. Lessons learned from the review are used in future projects. Importance of evaluation. We're going to discuss about why evaluation in a project is important. Project review meetings should be carried out both internally with the project team members and externally with the client. End of project review meeting, internal team. An opportunity to review, plan, manage, report, and control. Well, this will help us to see how well did we progress from start till the end. An opportunity to discuss the success and failure of the project process. Well, we have to commend for the success that we had in certain activities, and we also have to accept why did we fail. To establish what can be learned in the future, the benefit of other projects. Remember, every project will give us a learning opportunity so that we will be able to look forward to projects where we can work in a more efficient and effective manner. The external review is with the client. An important part of establishing whether the project has satisfied the client's requirement. To obtain feedback will help to improve future projects. And also when clients can voice any concerns regarding how the project was carried out. Well, whatever the concerns the client put forward, we need to accept it. And we also need to know how well we can take them as positive and convert them into better results in the future projects. The purpose of the closing stage process is due to what? Well, we also had the purpose of a communication plan as well as a risk management plan. Similarly, we also need to understand why there is a closing stage to ensure that the project is finally completed and conforms to the latest definition of what was to be achieved. Formal comparison between PID and the project outcomes. What is PID? It's the project initiation document. Where did we draft it? It is at the initiation stage because that is the document which says the need for the particular project. And now we can evaluate to see whether we have achieved that objective or not. To evaluate the performance of the project against the agreed level of performance. Did we hit 80%? Did we hit 90%? Or was it full 100%? Or whether we were below par in the sense whether we were 50% in terms of our performance. Cost of the system in comparison with budgeted cost with an explanation of variance. So for example, we would have estimated 20 or 30,000 for a particular task, but we would have gone over that. Maybe like 40 or 50,000. So we need to reason out to see why we have gone over the budgeted amount. Comparison of time taken with the budgeted time anticipated. Probably we would have estimated 2 weeks for a particular task, but unfortunately we have gone like 3 or 4 weeks. So we need to know what exactly happened there. Effectiveness of management process, significance of any problems encountered, and to learn from the experience. I think that is the most important thing here. Why? Because you cannot teach a person by books, maybe by tudes or anything. It's all about experience that matters at the end of the day. Post-completion audit. What is this post-completion audit? It takes place only after once the project is completed and handed over to the client, maybe after 6 months or maybe after 12 months, to see the results and the expectations of the client. This is designed to review the success of the project as a whole, as well as to receive the user's feedback on it now that they have had time to judge it. It may also highlight specific issues with the project, and the review meeting may organize a set of actions to deal with the issues. Other benefits of PCA include more realistic forecasting of a project cost and revenues, enhanced understandings of project failures, and improve future decision making and project management performance. In a nutshell, if you put it, what is a PCA would mean? It's more like a doing an evaluation or audit to see how things have gone forward. The key areas to consider when it comes to a project completion report is that technical performance of the review, whether it was up to expectation or the scope of the project, whether it has successfully met the scope of the project, extent to which the quality has been achieved, does it fulfill the necessary specification, whether the benefits have been achieved, cost and budget performance, whether we were able to keep the cost under budget, schedule performance, did we exceed any task or whether we were in the same schedule, effectiveness of project planning and control, how did we plan and how did we control, did we have sufficient or did we implement sufficient control while working on the project, or whether there are any gaps or loops where we would have missed. Team relationship overall from the start till the end, whether it was positive or whether it was a good ambience. Problem identification process. Did we identify the problem in advance to come up with solutions? Customer relationship, was it in a good level or was it in a bad level? Communication, how frequently we were communicating about the project process, about the project task, and any updates, whether it was informed well in advance. Risk evaluation and assessment of risk management policies. How did we manage the risk? Did we identify the risk? How did we analyze? And how did we manage the risk? Outstanding issues. If there is anything that is outstanding, how are we going to overcome those issues? What are the strategies to overcome those issues? And last, recommendations for future management of projects. So this is something more important to see. Whatever that we gather from the review is something that is going to help us out to move forward with the project. So the summary about the project completion audit is that it asks you these questions. Have the project goals been achieved? Were there the right goals? What could have we done better? What went well? And what have we learned? Thank you.